Everyone, my name is Yuri Nam. Welcome to Yellow Thrust, a voice for Asian Americans and all minority organizations. Anarchist punk scene in Southern California is foregoing some major changes in its political phase. In the 15 years of punk movement, there have been numbers of bands singing about revolution and anarchism, but now they're taking a step further to increase the pressure from protest to resistance, a culture founded on resistance spitting in the face of the authority. Their creed is that poverty, capitalism, racism, war, animal abuse, greed, oppression, apathy, and homophobia are all created by humans' own ignorance. And my next guest adamantly supports such a revolutionary movement, a Korean-American self-proclaimed anarchist leading the pack, utilizing his anarcho-punk band called Autonomy to bring about social changes to all human race. And we have him right in our studio. Welcome to the show, Jay.
Hi.
A little bit nervous, huh? Well, your hair's not spiked up today.
Oh no, I didn't have time to do that because I wasn't home for 2 days.
Well, at a recent gathering that I attended, your hair was all spiked up in all different directions, and we were having a very intense conversation. All of a sudden, some man approached in this serious expression and said, "Can I talk to you?" And I thought he was going to talk about, you were going to get into some political conversation or conflicts, and he asked you, "How do you sleep at night?" He just sounded so serious. How do you sleep at night when your hair's all spiked up?
I use oatmeal soap. It's like a cruelty-free. It's not tested on an animal. You could get it at Trader Joe's. I don't use any animal products.
No eggs, huh?
Yeah, no eggs or no hairsprays. If I do use hairsprays, it'll be like non-tested on animals and stuff because I'm fully against animal testing.
What is your overall view of, what is your perception of anarchism?
Oh, I'm a personal anarchist. I believe in stuff like Emma Goldman did, and also Gandhi, like creating your own rules and like not asking the government to what to do for me, and I go out there and do things like myself. Example for like, let's see if there's a bunch of homeless people, excuse me, let's say there's a bunch of homeless people, right? I'm not going to go out there and vote or get petition and ask the government, could you do this for us? Could you feed them for us? I'm going to go out there myself. Because
the fund's actually not even going to those homeless organizations anyways.
No. We have a thing called Food Not Bombs in Long Beach.
Food Not
Bombs.
Bombs.
Yeah, we've been doing this for 3 years. Every Sunday, we serve a vegetarian meal to homeless people. And recently, I just got back from San Francisco, Food Not Bomb gathering. And in San Francisco, it's illegal for a Food Not Bombs to give out free vegetarian meal to homeless people. And there's
Why is it illegal?
Because they didn't want that. They want to get the mayor of Frisco, they want to get rid of the homeless people because it's like a tourist place and stuff. So it was in front of the UN building, and while we're serving food, there was arrest. And a couple of people got arrested. They were on a hunger strike. And you get
in San Francisco?
Yeah.
You know, it's just so amazing because usually when you think, or when you hear about punk, you don't think of them as actively involved in political organizations or speaking out on certain issues, such as anti-racism, anti-terrorist, against animal abuse. You know, many people perceive them as a bunch of punks getting together to have fun, you know, or it would be seen more as a fashion trend rather than a political trend. What do you derive from that?
There's two sides of punk. It's true there's like a lot of punks who drinks and go out and have a fun time. I mean, we have fun time too, but there's two sides of the movement. There's a movement that's for money and play music, and there's the underground, the total underground of punk scene. There's like, it's a DIY, do-it-yourself thing. And the political scene we're involved in, it's really underground, so it's not really known. But the big side of the punk, that's on MTV and stuff like that.
But that's just all for fun, though. MTV is so sensationalized, and they cater to the mainstream media and the money-hungry promoters. I mean, when you actually see these on mainstream media, you know that it's all about making the bucks, right?
Yeah, that's right.
The anarchist movement is very rapidly growing. It's I think, the biggest in the Hispanic community. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And what causes you to be involved in the anarchist movement? And what is the definition to you
of anarchy? Well, to me, it's, I don't know, people coming together and finding their own solutions to problems, because they cannot get you know, help from these supposedly agencies from the government that are there to help you, out, and you can't get that. You can't get any support, so you form your own support system.
I don't know much about anarchism, but I do know that they defy authority, and in this society, that is something that you couldn't believe in your heart or whatever. But to live in this society, you cannot avoid authority. I mean, your parents could be your authority, schools could be your authority, jobs, you have authority. So how are you going to, I guess, skew that?
Well, I think it's unrealistic to think that we're going to avoid authority altogether. That cannot be possible. But, in our own lives, we create our own way of living as much as we can.
Give me a definition of what anarchism is.
Well, I think it's a very personal thing. It's the utmost, most freedom that you could think of. It's
freedom of an individual.
Exactly. It's not a party. It's not a political party. You're constantly learning, and you're trying to create a better life, and without having any leaders or followers.
But do you honestly believe that without any kind of authoritarian rules set up, that people could actually get along? I mean, do you actually believe that it could happen?
Oh, of course, and it has happened before. In Spain in 1936, where there was a revolution, and it was basically an anarchist society. And the reason why it crumbled down was because the fascists and the communists got together to wipe it out. But during that time, for example, the bus systems were running more efficiently than ever before. People were getting along. And
you were saying the fascists and the communists were working together?
Right.
Animals. I don't wear leather or anything like that. I respect animals. I mean, if people can't respect animals, how are they going to respect people? If you can't treat animals, how are all the people going to, treat each other with respect? To me, like, the reason I don't wear leather or eat is, to me, that's a form of rape, because, like, animals get killed for it, and in the slaughterhouse, and the cow skins gets, peeled and stuff, taking other life away and stuff.
Well, we're on the subject of respect, right? It's also respect about each other's cultures.
Yeah.
And you're doing a very revolutionary movement in your music now. It's the first time ever a Korean language was incorporated into the punk sound. And this is surely to revolutionize the current lame trend in the Hollywood music, right, Jay? Move over, grunge rock fans, because this is in-your-face ethnic punk. Let's listen to the Autonomy's new album.